I've been part of the fitness community for over 10 years. Here's 20 mistakes I've made during that time so you can avoid them. Number 1, thinking a workout only counts if you're sore. Muscle growth for speed or strength is from increasing volume. And yeah, sometimes that'll make you sore. But once you adapt to a certain kind of exercise, you won't really get sore anymore unless you really overreach one day or you under recover. And if you're under recovering, you're not properly building muscle, so that's a big red flag actually. It's just one of those examples of soreness does not equate muscle growth. And yes, soreness is satisfying. It makes it feel like you actually put in the work the day before. So when you get it, enjoy it, as crazy as that sounds. But just because you're not sore after every workout doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It could mean you're doing things really right because you're recovering properly. Also, shout out for this video idea. I totally copied Nick Lewis. He's an interior design YouTuber in Vancouver as well, and love his channel. That's Keltie, who do you watch? I watched Nick, and yeah, I copied it. So gotta give him props. Number 2, eating a meal every 2 hours to boost metabolism. This was a theory in the fitness community for the longest time of the more you eat, the more you burn. The reason being, the idea is with the thermic effect of food. Your body burns calories, digesting calories. When you digest food, your body has to do things. What does your body run on to do things? Calories. So yes, digesting food burns calories. So people had this idea that the more you're eating, the more often you're eating, the more your body's burning calories. It doesn't actually work out that way. It evens out at the total of the day. And the thermic effect of food is really on the quantity, not how often you're doing it. So say you eat 200 calories and then 2 hours later you eat 200 calories. You're only going to go up this much each time versus if you ate just one bout of 400 calories, you're going to go up double as much in the calorie burn effect. So it really seems to neglect. It's just a waste of time. Of course, if you prefer eating that way, you can, but there's really no benefits. 3, always being in a bulk or cut cycle. I used to always just live my life around 8-week bulks, 16-week bulks, go up for a couple months, then cut down and just kind of the up and down and up and down. And it's true, if you're eating a calorie surplus, a more dramatic one, you're going to put on more muscle, assuming you're working out. But at the same time, when you're cutting, you do risk losing muscle. So it can be done, but it is a risk. And it's kind of so all that effort for what? Yeah, if you're a bodybuilder really trying to put on as much muscle as possible, you're going to go through it. But for me, it just meant most of my year, I was miserable. When I'm bulking, I didn't enjoy the feeling. When I'm cutting, I'm miserable because I was in a calorie deficit. So I've just decided I'm going to just be at maintenance always. And you can do body recomposition and you want to eat enough so your body can build muscles. And yeah, even just being in a slight little surplus, or if you're going to be in a cut bulk, just do it really small. It just doesn't have to be these extremes because it's just you're spending so much of your life miserable. And I'm not trying to win Miss Olympia. Number 4, neglecting abs. Why? They're boring. Yeah, I just did a whole workout, an hour. I'm sweating, I feel good. And then I see that mat. And I'm a plank right now is exactly what I want to do. No, I want to go and get a coffee right now to reward myself for my workout. I don't want to go do abs, so I didn't. Abs and stretching, first thing neglected. And especially because my motivation was always a 6-pack. And honestly, aesthetic motivation isn't, at least for me, that motivating. You're I'm fine, people like me, I'll go on the next day. I'm not trying to go on stage as Victoria's Secret model. I just found a 6-pack could never motivate me to actually do abs. In my mind, I dreamed of having this 6-pack like Lucy Davis. I'm oh, that's so cool, but when push comes to shove, it obviously didn't motivate me. But abs are really important for your posture, performance, reducing back pain. There's endless reasons to train your core. And I realized the only way I could do it is in my workout. Not as this afterthought of oh, I'll do it at the end, I'll do some crunches. I was I like to mix it in with my workout. Sometimes I'll superset it. But yeah, doing abs in the workout, not after. Number 5, wasting money on pre-workout. Now, yes, there is ingredients in some pre-workouts that can help you optimize your workout. But for the average person, those are so small. Once again, those little benefits are the 0.0001% of someone who's 100% on their diet, 100% on their workouts. They have to be 100% in everything, just trying to get that little bit extra to go on stage. Yeah, that matters. But for the average person, it's really caffeine. That's really the best motivator. And at least for me, I just realized drinking pre-workout meant less coffee. And coffee is my whole personality because I'm born in the 90s. But some people do love pre-workout. So if you do love pre-workout, that's your caffeine choice. You look forward to you're willing to drink decaf coffee the rest of the day. Okay, get your pre-workout in. But I realized, just have a coffee. the odd energy drink. Yeah, there's just other forms of caffeine. You don't have to have a pre-workout. I think in my mind, to have a workout, I had to have a pre-workout, just have that jacked feeling. It's like, no, you can get way cheaper ways to get caffeine, like a coffee instead of an overpriced pre-workout. If you enjoy it, it makes your workouts better. It's fine. It's just not a need. Number 6, lifting as much as humanly possible as I could to get fitter faster. Let's talk the point diminishing returns. In a week, you can only grow so much muscle. So say it takes 100 reps, I'm just throwing a number out there, to get your maximum muscle growth. Why would you do 102? Point of diminishing returns. I was just on an idea lifting all day, every day, lift twice a day, go, more reps, lift heavier. And then one day it occurred to me, I was like, yeah, there's only so much I can grow into. Like, you can't become Hulk in 1 week. You can't become Mr. Olympia in a week. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, why am I doing all this? Really, all you're doing is risking overtraining, which will cause you not to be able to recover as much, which results in less muscle growth actually. And also you risk injuring yourself. And that happened to me many times. I injured myself because I was overtraining, I was tired, I did things wrong, I wasn't all there. And yeah, point of diminishing returns. Number 7, drinking BCAAs with fasted cardio to avoid muscle loss. You know what also reduces muscle loss? Not doing fasted cardio. So now I just don't do my cardio fasted. Because really, if you're in weight loss, that's your whole goal. It's calories for the entire day is what it really comes down to, especially for the average person. It's just your calorie expenditure for the entire day. So if you have some energy for your cardio session, you might have a better cardio session, so you work out harder and you reduce the chance of muscle loss that happens with fasted cardio sometimes. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, just don't do fasted cardio. Now, if the only time in your day is fasted that you can do cardio in, and you absolutely can't get anything in, it is an option. But it was one of those supplements that I'm like, oh yeah, I could just like eat some of my breakfast before. Number 8, squatting like other people. I learned just my own body mechanics. For example, I have a very, very long femur for my height, but very short calves, very long torso. And so I realized squatting upright is very hard for me, and it always has been. And I was always seeing these videos online trying to copy these girls, and I just always felt so off. I couldn't get depth, even though I have great ankle mobility. Like, it didn't add up. And then eventually I learned about just different features we all have. And one, my long femurs, I get a lot squat depth, feel a lot better when I actually lean a little bit forward in my squat. So layman's term, just basics. If you have a shorter femur, you squat more upright. When you have a longer femur, you squat more forward. There's a lot of variables. Like, for example, I have a long torso. You might have a shorter torso. I have just very short calves. There's an example. Keltie, why are your calves so jacked compared to the rest of you? Because they're short. Compared to other parts of my body that are more elongated, so they're hard to put on muscle. So there's just an example of like genetics in how your muscles will look, but also in just how you have to perform workouts. And there's a lot more educated people on this on the internet you can find, or if there's ever a reason to get a personal trainer, even just for 1 or 2 sessions, is to learn little things about yourself like this. Number 9, the anabolic window. Making sure to get a serving of protein within 30 minutes of finishing my workout. I mean, the fear I had, that 30 minutes, nothing was stopping me. Anabolic window. Anabolic window. It was like I could feel myself dwindling away. I was like, oh my God, I'm weak in the Sahara Desert and all my muscle is gone. But I never account for Keltie. You had food right before you went into the workout that had protein in it. So like, why would your body not use that protein that's not fully digested? It's digesting right now, but you see? So you definitely want to get protein and carbs right after your workout. Those are faster digesting versus something with fiber and fat. It's going to slow digestion. So it's just your body does have the building blocks to build that muscle and help recovery. But the anabolic window, it's not like suddenly if you just miss that 30 minutes, like all your work is gone away. It's not quite that. And especially account for, did you have food in before that? I would say in my rationale now, if I were to do something fasted, I would make sure to get food in a lot faster. Like, I would care about that a lot more. But if I go into a workout with food in my stomach, I'm kind of chill about it now. Number 10, thinking sodium caused bloating. I always had this idea, especially when I was really trying to get into fitness modeling and bodybuilding and all that. I was so scared to have any salt because I know it would like bloat me and I'd have all this water retention. I'd be swollen. It's less about the sodium and it's just the changes in sodium levels that can cause it. Like, your body kind of evens out. For example, I eat a lot of sodium every single day. I have a high sodium diet because I need electrolytes for my workouts, and I also salt my food to account for that. And I find I have better energy, less cramping from it, and I don't get any bloating from it. But if one day I were to go crazy above that for whatever reason, like I decided to have just like 4 extra packs of electrolytes, they're saying, yeah, there would probably be some water retention. But it's less about the sodium and it's more of just a change in your normal balance. So yeah, the first time you might start salting your food a bit more, you might experience it, but your body kind of levels out. And it's so important because if you're sweating, you're losing electrolytes. It is one of those crucial minerals we need is electrolytes, especially for people working out. And that's why I'm so passionate about saying it, because there's such fear amongst women of sodium and this idea that we can never be bloated. And I was like, you will feel so much better when you're properly hydrated. One of the best ways to feel properly hydrated is getting electrolytes. And my favorite electrolyte is Element because of a science-based ratio of 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. I love the little packs. They taste delicious. I have never experienced any bloating or water retention from it, and specifically because it's part of my everyday. Actually, you want to look at that tone, nice little muscle definition? Your body needs sodium for that. You know what bodybuilders have before they go on stage? Sodium, because it gives you that little pump. So if you want to look good, actually sodium is going to go into your muscles. You're going to get that pump, your abs, your booty. It's going to have that nice little definition from the sodium. And aesthetic things aside, it will improve energy, it will improve performance. If you have that crash or headache in the middle of the day, it could be from an electrolyte deficiency. And why I love Element is first, it tastes delicious. The citrus and grapefruit, and I'm actually feeling raspberry right now. There's always one flavor every year that I'm like, ooh, right now I'm really feeling the raspberry. It just fits the vibe for summer. It's so good with just ice water. I've blended it with ice. And then of course there's the chocolate one that you can put with hot water, which is a vibe. But you know, it's summer season, so I won't lie, I'm not drinking it right now. But come October, it'll be my whole personality.
Speaking of summer, they just released the perfect summer flavor, lemonade. Oh my God, this is all I want to drink all summer long. It is so good.
And of course, I'm not going to talk about Element and not give you guys a code. If you go to drinklmnt.com/Keltie, you'll get one of their sample packets with your purchase. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share with a salty friend. Once again, that's drinklmnt.com/Keltie. Thank you, Element, for sponsoring this video and reminding us not to fear salt unless, of course, you have a medical condition, but then I trust you that you are self-aware about that. Number 11, fitness classes are a waste of time because they're not individualized. A blessing and a curse. I came from the science-based fitness community. I went to school for sciences. If you want to be certified to be a personal trainer, my mom's the person who certifies you. Like, she does keynote speaking of proper fitness form. Like, I grew up of being like kinesiology, and like my mom had books about muscle groups. While other people were learning how to do your laundry, my mother was teaching me how to do proper squat mechanics. Now, am I perfect? No, but I was like, oh yes, I am part of the science community and everything must be perfectly, and I went down that whole wormhole of how your program has to be perfectly customized towards you. And it's true. If you want optimum performance, you are training for the Olympics. You want that 1%. You need an optimized program. But most of us aren't part of the 1% training for the Olympics. Most of us are just trying to consistently get some fitness in, be healthy amongst our jobs and demanding work life. And that means sometimes fitness ain't that deep. Not every workout has to be perfectly personalized for you. Sometimes you can do berries because it's a fun way to get some cardio and weights in with your friends to good music. It's not that deep. More than that. Is it perfect? No, but it's fun, and booking a class keeps you accountable. But number 12, listening to 100% of what your instructors say in the fitness classes. This is another thing though, also with instructors, these are not personalized classes. They have so many people to care about. We're not going to talk about form about that, but just like the actual class, like in a Barry's class, they're like, everyone running 5, 6, 7. And you're like, I'm like really sore right now. I cannot, like a 5 is way too much. I've been running too much. You're in this class. Obviously, respect the instructor and be nice and friendly to them, but also listen to your body. Just because the instructor is saying, everyone sprint at 10, you can sprint at 8. Don't kill yourself. Push yourself. There's times to push yourself. And I know my audience is amazing. I know you guys are self-aware. You're aware when you're not pushing yourself, but sometimes you have to also account, hey, I've been pushing myself too much, and it's okay. And I think it's that when you're running and in your mind, like, I'm about to hurt myself. Like, I should not be lifting this. This does not feel right. Something's about to go wrong. Don't. Give yourself permission to adjust group fitness classes for what you need. You're paying big bucks in those classes. Adjust them for what you need. And sometimes what you need is to be pushed. But sometimes the exact exercise is not helping you in your fitness journey, so make some tweaks. Number 13, cardio, especially running, makes you lose your gains. No, absolutely not. Underfueling and replacing your weight training workouts with cardio is what will make you lose your gains. Make sure to fuel enough. Don't neglect weight training. You'll be fine. Yes, if you're doing ultras, that's a different story. I'm just talking average. You doing your 30-minute run isn't going to make your butt disappear. Unless you're not getting your carbs and proteins in and properly sleeping. And then, yeah, you stop training because we only have so many hours in a week. So if you suddenly were doing 3 glute workouts a week and you swap 2 of those for running, you're going to lose your gains. Number 14, HIIT is the absolute best workout. And steady state is a complete waste of time. Why? Because of something called EPOC. Post-exercise oxygen consumption, aka after your workout, your body's recovering, it's getting back to homeostasis, it's burning so many calories after, and specifically in HIIT training. And HIIT means like extreme bouts of energy and lowering, so high intensity interval training. So that was the big thing like 10 years ago, HIIT, burning the most calories. You're just, the rest of the day, you're just a furnace, which is true. But in the scheme of things, your epoch, the calorie burns, is very minuscule compared to the actual just calories burnt in the workout, if that's your whole thing that you care about is the calories burned. So yeah, it's a thing, but it's not that big of a thing. So which leads me to number 15. Therefore, steady state is actually the best workout. Why? Because you're in the fat burning zone. When you're doing HIIT training, you're burning more of carbs. You need that quick energy. Versus when you're doing something slow and endurance based, a steady state, your body's burning fat. So if you want to burn fat, low intensity, which is true. But yes, once again, calories, weight loss, weight gain is your total picture for the day. It's just what your body is utilizing at that time. If your body is utilizing fat at that time, later on, it's going to burn through the fat, and after, it's going to burn the carbs. If it burns through the carbs, once it burns through that, it's going to burn through the fat. Or protein. Protein is also another thing to throw in there. Your body's pretty adapted at staying homeostasis. So it's really the big picture for the day. So it doesn't really matter. Like your body is just doing what's most optimal for you during the workout, and whatever's left over, it'll deal with after. Which leads me to number 16, which isn't really a mistake, but it was learning from the two mistakes, is you need HIIT and steady state. They're both great. Now, the great thing about steady state is really we can call zone 2. It's more aerobic, and longevity people say you do need about 150, 180 minutes a week for health and longevity. And a great thing about doing steady state is a lot of people do get really hungry doing high intensity workouts. So that's one thing that can really happy. I find it doesn't really spike your hunger for a lot of people as much doing steady state. So that can be one thing to consider if weight loss is your goal. And also it's great for longevity. But at the same time, according to Dr. Peter Attia, one of the biggest indicators of longevity and health span is your VO2 max. And that's why HIIT training and things like that are so important. And plus, like more HIIT training, more anaerobic workouts is going to be better for muscle building, speed, and power. AK, the mistake is thinking you had to pick one. You could do a bit of both, and that seems to be the call. Oh, balance. Once again, it's all about balance. It's always the answer. Wish one time I could just come on here and like, yes, just 10 squats. That's the answer. Boom. But no. Number 17, not washing your phone. Us in the gym, we're putting our phones down in places. We are taking selfies, some people are just listening to music, some people are throwing their phone. Regardless, gyms are quite filthy, and we're just throwing that everywhere. Our phones are disgusting, and guess what I do? The most disgusting thing is touching everywhere. I bring it into my bed and put it on my pillow while I doom scroll all night long, watching YouTube, like you are right now, Marissa. But I wondered, why was I always having these pimples on my chin? What could it possibly be? I wash my face before bed, I put on my skincare, and then I'm touching this phone, and then I'm touching my face, and all this cute. Yeah, so just consider wiping your phone. I know single-use wipes are awful. This is sometimes you just use them. I do need to get a better system. I usually try and spray it down with a little spray and wipe with just a reusable towel. But in this moment, all I had was disposable wipes. So sue me. I'm sorry. They do work, but needs to get a better system. But a little spray and a wash towel is usually the call. Moral of the story, I don't want to turn anyone into a complete germ-free. But if you're getting these weird breakouts, consider when was the last time you cleaned your phone.
Number 18, not celebrating my genetics. I spent so much of my time in my early 20s idolizing girls' glutes online, wishing I had a booty like them, to have those curves, the tiny waist, the big booty. I was so jealous, and I just wasted so much time and energy of it instead of just focusing that same amount of time and energy of being proud of some of the features I have been blessed with. Like, I do like my legs and I do like my arms, and I wasted so much of my 20s instead of just being proud of those. It's just hating other features in my body like my glutes. I have now accepted that yes, I fall into the pancake booty genetics, but with that comes a good pair of calves, and I should be proud of that. And let's focus a bit more on that and admiring people that have different genetics, but not wasting all your energy on hating your own.
Number 19, not using a fake email when signing up for a gym. Especially when you're shopping around for a gym, you're trying all these different trials, all this, you're giving them all your email and they will hunt you down for the rest of your life. There is gyms. I've unsubscribed to their text messages and emails hundreds of times. And they still, I don't know what they're doing, unsubscribe, but they put me on some list and I'm still on it. Years later, you just can't get off. So create yourself a fake Gmail that you sign up for gyms, that you sign up for subscriptions, all this. And yeah, check it every once in a while just to make sure. But like, don't give them your main email. Don't do that because they will hunt you down and they'll have you forever. And number 20, wearing workout gloves to the gym. Now, if you love wearing workout gloves and you have better grip, all this, do it. But I won't lie, I did it because I thought it looked cool. And it's not necessarily just workout gloves. I just wanted everyone in that gym to be like, wow, she lifts weights. That girl works out. Yeah, you're in the gym. People know you work out. And yeah, calluses suck. I've learned now I can exfoliate my hands once or twice a week, add a moisturizer. It gets rid of the calluses that you can kind of see. And yeah, workout gloves just suck. They're filthy, they're dirty, and you don't look cool. But if you do love them, obviously I'm not going to hate on anything you love. But if I could go back and tell myself, I'm like, Keltie, because I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it because I wanted people to walk by me and be like, wow, that girl, fitness. Nothing says you actually don't work out that often like wearing workout gloves because you don't have calluses. Nothing says you do work out like a good set of calluses. And those were 20 little mistakes I've made over the course of my fitness journey. I'd love to hear down in the comments your guys' own little mistakes you made. Even if you just recently started, things you look back at your former self and be like, why was I doing that? Yeah, just thought this would be a fun little video. Let me know if you like it and maybe I'll do something similar to it in the future. But the biggest mistake would be not petting dogs because have a great day. Go pet a dog. Love you guys. Bye.